What's up, everybody? So today's video I'll be working on installing some shifter bushings I got right here from Torque Solution. These are for the shifter linkages that are under the hood on the transmission. These are just some bearings. We'll be installing those, and then this goes inside on the actual base, the shifter base itself. Also got some interior lighting and some license plate lighting, LED stuff, footwell lighting that I'll be doing later on. But today I'm going to be working on this, and I'll show you a quick way to make a custom short shifter on your Scion TC 5-speed or any Toyota Corolla that's manual transmission as well. Very easy to do. So let's get started. So before we do any work, I'll let my buddy Andre drive the car. He's gonna give us a little feedback on how the shifter feels. Not stall. You better not stall.
Honestly, it doesn't feel bad. The solid bushings are gonna be, I think it's gonna be overkill. But I like your little Delroy knob. Feels good. It's so easy to drive. And it feels light, man. Like,
It should be just under 3,000 pounds, like 39 something stock.
I drive the Miata, and the steering's just so light. It makes the car feel lighter. I don't know what it is. Feels good. Got an intake on here?
Yeah, cold air. You can really hear the VVTi when you step on it.
Push it. Oh wow! Sounds incredible. The cold air.
The
You hear the induction.
Yeah, the VVTi sounds good.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
No speed bumps here.
I'm gonna go first gear.
Yeah, you can go first gear. Hold on.
Feels great. A little chirp.
Chirped, yeah, a little bit. Second gear, jump in the clutch.
Yeah, the transmission feels great. Like, it honestly reminds me of the Evos a little bit, to be honest. The box is around the same size.
Yeah.
But the Evo had
more notchy feel. Shifter was a little more notchy, more direct. Like it was more solid feeling.
Yeah, well, I had rubber bushings here in the assembly, but in the engine bay I had solid bushings, and that might have translated into more notchiness.
Yeah, I like the notchy feeling.
Yeah.
Alright, so the shifter linkages are in here. You can kind of see them one right there. It's kind of hard to see, but I need to pull the intake off first so we can get to it easier. Alright, I got the intake off. I'm going to try to do my best to show you bushing. I don't know. Let's try to get the camera in there. You can see the rod right here. Look at all that play in it. The bushing is completely shot in here, and this one feels good. This one feels solid. This one is completely shot. So I'm gonna pull the pin on here, remove the washer and the pin like so. Pull this out. So I got one of them out, and you can see like the insert is kind of ovaled out, and this bushing inside was playing left and right. Like it's like really, it's supposed to be rubber, but it's really solid. So it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the other one off as well. I already got it off, just gotta pull the bushing off. All right, so here are the two Toyota bearings. They're pretty dry rotted, and this thing, the inside of this one is like completely worn out. It's kind of weird. This is what we're using. It's an actual bearing. The way it goes on, it's on the pin. You have the instructions right here. You can see. So on the pin itself, we put down the spacer. Then it goes the washer, then the bearing, and then the washer. I mean, you have to put this inside the actual shifter linkage first. But anyways, that's how it goes. And then I'll be using these pins, not this one, not these, but the original ones that came on the car from Toyota. These look a little janky to me.
But Nick, this is lighter weight.
I mean, for you guys who are after weight reduction, and yeah, I mean, these are, the bearings themselves are heavier because they're steel versus the rubber. So, you know, you might want to think twice before doing this mod to your car, because it does add some weight. It'll take some time off your quarter mile. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on this. All right guys, so I just got those changed out. Now I don't know if you can hear this, but it's very loud. This way you let everybody know that you drive a manual. You can just sit there in traffic and just do this.
It's louder outside.
And you let those automatic TC owners know that you mean business. All right, now for the fun part. We got to pull this off, but first let's remove the shift knob. Shift knob goes away. I've got an extra shift knob in here just in case, you know. And then this pulls off really easy. If you have nails, just go in there like that. Kind of pull on it. And it comes off. Super easy. That's it. Don't forget to unplug your cigarette lighter right here. This plug has to come off. Just like that. And that's it. Now there are bushings right here under this base, so this whole base has to come off. And I'll be taking that off. So next thing, we need a screwdriver, pull these off, and then inside here there's a little rug, and under that rug there are two 10mm bolts which gotta come off as well, and then this whole center section comes up, and that's what we're doing next. All right, so I decided not to change these bushings here because this whole base is very solid. There's no play in it whatsoever, so I'm not sure why. I think I'm just going to return those. There's no point of changing them. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have to put all this back together now. All right, now to do the short shifter, I am not changing this whole thing out. Only thing I'm doing is I'm going to be cutting this about 1 inch or so off, and then adding a new thread down here, and then just screwing my shifter on top of that, and that's it. It's going to bring my shifter down just a little bit and reducing the throw by, I don't know, like 15% maybe, because right now it's like up here, then it's going to be down a little lower. So let's do it. All right, quick tip for you guys doing this at home. I had to learn the hard way. This mechanism here, it's kind of difficult to work with, so what you got to do is you have to use your where's my screwdriver? Can you hold the camera? Yeah, so what I did was I used my screwdriver and pry it up and like this, and keep screwing it up pretty much until this piece screws out all the way like so. Then this pushes back and up and out. So just to demonstrate, I'm gonna put it back in place. Yeah, this is difficult to turn by hand, so this is what I did, like that, and slowly turn it. It does slip sometimes, but that's okay. That's why they have these notches. So once you get like a nice full turn on it, push this back and then make sure it's straight. It comes right out. That's it. Super easy to do. Same thing on this side as well. Now here we got two 12 mils. Unscrew those and that's it. On your car, you're not gonna have this wire around here, so I'm gonna cut it and then resolder it. It's not a big deal. All right, so at this stage, I got this in the vise. You will need a M12 by 1.25 die. I bought this off of Amazon, and I'll include the link in the description below. and it takes a 26 mil wrench. So you'll just continue on threading this, and I'll thread this probably up until this point, right around here somewhere, kind of eyeball it. So basically this is about an inch right here. I want to do another inch or 2 inches of thread total, and then we'll cut right here, and then we'll back this guy out so it cleans the thread after we cut it. That way your shift knob will go on there smoothly. So I don't want to make it too short but I am going to cut it, probably thread it right around here, this area here. So we'll continue on doing this. Alright, so I got a little carried away and I went a little further than 2 inches, but that's okay. So I'm going to cut like right around this area here. So cut like 1.5 inches or so. 1.5 inches is where I want to cut. So right around, well actually 1 3/4 inches is what I'm going to cut off. I'll do 1 3/4 inches, and that should be low enough. Alright, so I decided to cut 1.5 inches instead of 1 3/4 inches, because you can always cut more off. And what you want to do next is get yourself a file and go around the edges, clean it off, and then back this die out, and it'll clean up the threads that are messed up here from cutting. So once again, I got a little carried away and I decided to take this apart completely, clean everything out, and put fresh, brand new fresh white lithium grease. This is what I use. Permatex. You can get them at the local AutoZone. Great stuff. The old grease was so like thick and nasty, so I decided to clean it up. The best way to clean the grease out was spray some PB Blaster on it. It kind of eats it up, and just wipe it down. Now that everything is cleaned up, the only thing is I a little bit scuffed up this plastic piece with a screwdriver trying to take it off. And then there's a retainer clip that holds this pin in place. You can see where the groove is on the pin. The retainer clip holds it in place. I ended up breaking the pin. So to fix that, I should have a set of C-clips that I'm going to use in place of that retainer so it doesn't come out. I'll put a washer, and then on top of the washer I'll put a C-clip, or I'm sorry, a snap ring. So I have a variety pack of them. I'll just find which one matches, and I need to make a groove on here so the snap ring will fit. The best thing to do is use a cutoff wheel and an angle grinder. It's really thin, it's thin enough, and then I'm just going to turn it on, and I'm going to go in circle motion like this, twist it, and it should create a groove deep enough in there with that. And you can see the marking where the old one was already, so I'll just go on top of that, and that should be plenty. Alright, so I got it assembled. Use the 2 washers as spacers, and then the C-clip right here, the snap ring, I mean, put a snap ring in there. Everything assembled, fresh grease. Everything feels really nice and smooth, a lot lighter than before. Put grease on the pin here, put grease here on the pin here. I put grease on here, as you can see, on the bottom there and everywhere. So should be all set. I'm gonna put a little bit on this guy right here on the pin here where the cable rides on, and then we'll go back inside the car and install it. Alright, I got the shifter in the car. Everything works, feels nice and smooth, a lot smoother than before with the fresh grease and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together now. Alright, all done. That's it. I got a Cobb shifter from my Subaru that I used to own instead of a WRX. Only thing left of it is this shift knob. So it's a little shorter. I don't want to. I could have went lower, but I don't want to go too low. So it's about 1.5 inches shorter than before. So before it would have been a little higher. It would have been like up here. The top of the shift knob would have been like up here somewhere. So it feels good. I like it. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.